The new Premier League season is finally almost upon us, so it's time to start doing your homework, pick your squad, and get ready to get stuck right back in to fantasy football. The rules here are simple.
Whoa, big man.
What's this?
It's 11 cheap players for fantasy football.
And why are you doing that?
Just sort of thought I could do it.
We were first and second in the Office Fantasy League last year, mate. Where were you?
Champions League spot, big games.
And who was your top pick again last season?
Renato Sanchez.
And what was he most famous for again?
Passing to an advertising hobby.
There we go.
Yeah, fair enough.
Oh, we do. This is your mess, mate. Just want to let them know.
You deal with it.
Cheers, boys. The rules here are simple. No players above 7 million, an equal spread from back to front, and value for money is king. So with that in mind, I'm Adam Wilborn from What Culture, and these are 11 cheap players you need in your fantasy team. Number 11, LUKAS FABIANSKI. Granted, this is West Ham we are talking about, so who bloody knows how they're going to do this season. But anyway, LUKAS FABIANSKI scored 157 fantasy football points last season. That is only 15 less than Manchester United's David De Gea achieved, and at 1.5 million less, the Pole would be a shrewd addition between the sticks. Plus, he didn't himself at the World Cup either. Number 10, Nicolas Otamendi. Yes, he was made to look how I do when we play Office 5-a-side by Kylian Mbappe at the World Cup, but he also plays for Manchester City, the reigning Premier League champions. City had 18 clean sheets from 38 matches last season. They are a relentless attacking machine, even from the back, and Otamendi is capable of notching a few goals himself. He scored 5 in 2017-18 and should both smash his score of 156 from last year and have an even better campaign. Number 9, Andrew Robertson. For $500,000 less than City's hard man, you could have exciting Scottish prospect Andrew Robertson. His rise has been, as Andy Murray would put it, phenomenal. Shouldn't have done that. And he has pinned down the left side of Liverpool's defence. Things will only get better for him too. That 111 score he managed last season, it is about to shoot up, especially as he's playing alongside the best defender in the world in Dejan Lovren. Number 8, Harry Maguire. After attaining cult hero status at this summer's World Cup, mainly for having a large head, admittedly, the Leicester man will want to kick on and prove why he's been compared by some to the likes of Rio Ferdinand and Tony Adams. Go on, slabhead. His price tag could prove to be money well spent too if rumours of a move to Manchester United turn out to be true. Maguire shouldn't have that much trouble ousting the likes of Chris Smalling, Victor Lindelof and Phil Jones from United's back line. If handed a regular spot by the grumpiest man in football, Jose Mourinho, Slabhead may become one of the Premier League's best. Number 7, Trent Alexander-Arnold. Any aspiring armchair manager could do a lot worse than snagging both wing-backs from Liverpool's midst. I mean, this is their year after all. Despite only winning 83 points in fantasy land last year, the 19-year-old is still a way better option at right back than Manchester United's Antonio Valencia, who is carrying a knock and may well miss the first few games of the season, and Arsenal's Hector Bellerin, who's more expensive and plays for Arsenal. Number 6, Andros Townsend. Every year, without fail since 2012, Andros Townsend's fantasy football stats have improved. God, I love me some stats. Provided he can stay fit, Townsend will be a key part of Crystal Palace's engine room this campaign. Football cliches. His assist numbers are good, 9 last season, and 2% of players have already selected him despite his price tag. Plus, I mean, Palace's start to the season can't possibly be as as last year, can it? Number 5, N'Golo Kante. How is Chelsea's inexhaustible midfielder only worth that? You do know he's won a World Cup, right? Granted, all his teammates seem to be buggering off from Stamford Bridge before the season even starts, but he works tirelessly for points. Sorry, for Chelsea. A score of 101 last season belies what the diminutive Frenchman brings to the party. Plus, look at his little face. Number 4, Diogo JOTA. Those willing to take a punt on someone untried and untested at Premier League level, or those just fed up of their mates copying their team, looking at you, Adam Cleary, will be licking their chops at Diogo Jota. He netted 21 goals in the Championship for Wolves last season, understandably making him the club's top scorer. Jota has the ability, and at that price is worth rolling the dice on, despite the fact that sometimes scoring at the Championship level doesn't necessarily translate to success in the Premier League. Cameron Jerome. Wolves are the hipster pick for this season, and there's a sentence I thought I'd never say, and the ex-Porto man's form will have a huge say on where they end up come May. Number 3, WILFRIED ZAHA. ZAHA sat just 2 places behind ARNAUTOVIC on the list of best strikers in fantasy footy last year, with 9 goals and a score of 136. Young, pacey and able to play anywhere along the front line, ZAHA is an attack-minded manager's dream. Not you, Jose. This season is expected to be a big campaign for him. If he can press on personally or drag Crystal Palace into the top half of the table with his goals and assists, then suitors will no doubt come knocking on Roy Hodgson's door. That's a picture of an owl. Number 2, MARKO ARNAUTOVIC. Last season, West Ham's cocksure Austrian striker finished 6th on the list of best attackers behind Harry Kane, Jamie Vardy, Roberto Firmino, Sergio Aguero and Alvaro Morata. No, I'm kidding, he was rubbish. Romelu Lukaku. His overall score was 144, a mere 16 less than the far more celebrated Lukaku. Plus, he had to do it with stupid Adam Cleary hair working against him too. His price is a steal when taking into account his 11 goals and 7 assists from last term. Plus, those numbers will improve with better service from new signings like Felipe Anderson and Andriy Yarmolenko too. Number 1. Callum Wilson. Yes, it's another shot in the dark for a player so often benched by niggling issues, but it is also the chance to stick a middle finger up at laughing work colleagues or mates when Wilson scores 15 to 20 goals like he did when fit for an entire season in the Championship during Bournemouth's thrilling 2014-15 ascent. And who doesn't want to do that? His tally of 8 goals in 28 games and score of 102 last campaign both give an indication of what Wilson is capable of. Look, instead of writing him off and trying to stack your squad full of stars, why not give the poor bloke a chance to score you some fantasy points weekly and show the kind of faith in his abilities that lovely Eddie Howe does in real life? Wilson is the thinking man's Harry Kane. There, I said it. And that's our list. Did we miss any out? Let us know in the comments section below and let us know who you think is going to be the star man on fantasy football this season. Also, don't forget to like, share and subscribe, and you can head over to whatculture.com now for more news, updates and opinions. And check out some more of our recent videos here. Thanks for watching. I've been Adam from What Culture Football, and best of luck for the upcoming season.